This multiplication method I call the traditional multiplication method, where most adults have experienced learning how to do this method in school in their past. Uh, you'll hear it referred to as the standard algorithm. So I'm going to take 35 times 27. And one thing that I try to teach my students is to use graph paper because it lines up the numbers by place value really, really well. I'll show you how I do that. 35 and 27. I'll put the multiplication sign there and draw a line here. And you'll notice that the 5 and the 7 that are in the ones place are right above each other. And as I work my problem out, the columns of the graph paper really help keep things in order, and so do the rows. And then the 3 of 35 and the 2 of 27 are in the tens place, and you'll see that they're in a column together representing the tens place. So it helps out, especially students that struggle with this method. You could, if you want, put a little ones up here for ones place. You could, if you want, put a little 10 up here for tens place just to reinforce that concept. So I'm going to work my problem out. So I start with the 5 and I multiply it by 7. And I get 35, and you write the 5 of the ones place down below. You put the 3 up here. And now I'm going to do the 3 times the 7, which is 21, and add the 3 that I brought over up above. So 21 plus 3 is 24. I'm actually going to write the whole thing out there because there's nothing up there left to multiply. And what I usually do is I cross that little 3 out so I don't confuse it later on in my problem. Down below, since we're no longer working with the 7, that's part of the 27, which represents the ones place. Some people will put a 0 here, some people put an X here, whatever you want to do. Again, the graph paper really helps out with that. And now I'm going to do the 5 times the 2, which really isn't a 2, it's a 20. And that's the reason why we start right here, because that 20 is in the tens place. So I'm going to go ahead and work my problem out. 5 times 2 is 10. I put a 0 there, and I carry the 1 up there that I'm going to use for later. And then I do 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. Basically what I did is I did 35 times 20 is 700. It's all about place value. That might sound confusing, but we'll work on that in class more as we move through multiplication. Now I'm just going to add these. 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 7 is 9. And I believe the answer to my problem using the traditional way of multiplication, or the standard algorithm, is 945. We'll be working on this in class as well, so hopefully that helps out, and that should be the way that most parents and adults learn, so you can always ask for them for help as well. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or stop by or ask in class.